Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mystery Theory. Today I am recording this audio with a couple of dogs with me in our tiny home, and a fan that I can't turn off because it's extremely hot, and the dogs become restless when it's too hot. I can put up with it, but they can't. So I hope you don't mind the white noise in the background. Now, today I'm going to do part 2 on a series of Jane and John Does that are a mystery. You know, most of the time, Jane Does or John Does are those people that they found their bodies and they can't put the name. They don't know what they look like while they were alive, and they have to come up with sketches and things to kind of try to find somebody who knew them and find out who they are. The name Jane Doe or John Doe, it's kind of a placeholder name while they find out their true identity. On my Patreon page, I share with you guys the first case that it was about a girl that she had several aliases, and in the end we have her pictures. We have people that knew her, but not really back in the time enough to tell us who she really was. Today we're going to talk about the tattooed doe in Iowa. On February 28th, 1984, the remains of an unidentified male were found in a brushy area along a dirt trail in Iowa. Authorities believe that the badly decomposed body had been in the area for some time, and they described the remains as mostly just bones and just a small patch of skin. Interestingly, though, several unique tattoos were found on the remaining skin from his upper right torso and shoulder area. The man's body showed signs of trauma and had 2 broken ribs, but authorities were unable to conclude whether his death was accidental, natural, or murder. The medical examiner calculated this tattooed doe's age as between 28 and 48 years old. His weight was around 150 pounds and his height at approximately 5'7". He had brown hair and 2 surgical pins implanted in his right knee. He wore denim jeans with a 31-inch waist and 30.5-inch seam, a brown leather belt, brown socks, and low-cut track tennis shoes, which were brown suede and blue nylon. The tattoo doe, as he was referred, carried a plastic comb, a plastic Copenhagen branded snuff box, and a metal pocket knife. His tattoos were pretty unique, I would say. There's something that maybe is not as unique, but there's a butterfly, there's a bird that has on the top something that says dad, and then is carrying like a ribbon that says mother. Then kind of a weird character that said born to die. Kind of a Mexican girl with John in the hat. Okay, so on the men's top right shoulder, a historically symbolizes hope, love, loyalty, and travel. The man had a Nazi skeleton dressed as a soldier from the Stumbertilling. Oh gosh, I'm probably butchering that, but the original paramilitary wing of the Nazi party. This was tattooed beneath the swallow. The Nazis' stormtrooper was dressed in what appeared to be a black leather coat, somewhat reminiscent of a biker, possibly in reference to the Garden of Eden. Another interesting portion of a tattoo was featured in the middle of the man's chest, illustrating a spotted snake wrapped around a tree, kind of like the Bible. Other easily identifiable tattoos were recorded as well. A brunette wearing a sombrero that read John. Display footed lower portion of a cartoon character. A smoking skull encompassed by the words "born to die," as shown in the pictures that I'm looking at, but I'm trying to read the description, so maybe those will be better than mine. It also had a very good description and profile where they were specifically placed. According to reports, the area in which the tattoo though was found is so remote. Meth producers often cook drugs there, and car thieves will ditch stolen vehicles. After 33 years, the John Doe has not yet been identified, despite the available catalog of his extensive tattoo art, dental records, and even fingerprints. A number of missing men have been ruled out as matches to the deceased, including the very well-known case of Johnny Cause. Now, the police sergeant said in one of the interviews, "It's been very difficult in going back now with this particular person because we don't have a missing person that we can match up to the body that was recovered or to the remains recovered. We don't have any identification, nothing, very little in the way of identifying marks other than the tattoos." So, in this case, they didn't have, like in the Jane Doe case, they didn't have pictures of the guy. And which makes it even sadder is that nobody in the area claimed to have known a guy with those amount of tattoos, which is almost unbelievable because if he in fact was from the area, somebody at least would have spotted the guy with those tattoos that were in areas where they could be easily visible with just wearing normal clothing. This is one of those cases that you are left hanging because his body was so particular, and so the tattoos were so different, and so many of them that it really ruled out a lot of people that disappear and had no tattoos. And he falls into a category that you would think that people at least would be able to identify the tattoos. Could this guy be from another state, maybe even another country? Possible. But it's also so interesting that even with all the media coverage and all the hard work from the police, it breaks my heart to know that, he died there for whatever reason. Even if he was involved in the drug business or whatever he was doing there. And nobody is able to say, hey, I know somebody who had those tattoos, or some of those tattoos. There's nothing, zero. Nobody's claiming anything. And according to experts, he should have been either on World War. They believe that he was in World War II. So, which would imply that he was an American. And who probably had a family, if not of his own. A mother, a father, siblings, people who worked with him in whatever branch he was at, the army or whatever he was. Such a sad concept, and yet so real. Next time I'm going to share with you guys in the series the Choctaw and Jane Doe of Sumter County in South Carolina. That is another crazy, crazy, crazy case that I'm pretty sure you heard of, but there's so much information out there that really I think it's worth sharing with you this case, and continue to ask those questions. How is this even possible? How is this a mystery? This is somebody that we should know who they are. And like in the case of the Jane Doe that I covered for Patreon, they caught the killer. He's serving his time, but they have no idea what her real name is. Same thing with this guy. They know that he probably went to World War II, that he served. Maybe they suspect that he had some kind of PTSD. Somebody must have known him. But today, in his grave, the name John Doe, it's still there. Thank you so much for being here today, guys. I appreciate the patience while I continue to do the research in the cases that were requested. It's taken me a little bit longer to just finish at least the first 2 cases that were very long and even series. One of them, it was going to be a 5-part series. And if you missed my update, please check it out.